Apple just did something no one expected. After years of watching from the sidelines, they've decided to jump back into the budget laptop market. Not with a whisper, with a bang and the bang. It's the price. $649. Yes, you heard that right. That's the starting point for Apple's newest MacBook. A MacBook that promises real power, familiar design, long battery life, and that legendary Apple quality, at a price we haven't seen from them in years. This is a big deal. Apple, a brand often known for expensive machines and luxury status, has never catered to budget users in recent years. But now, they're stepping into a space that's been dominated by Chromebooks and low-cost Windows laptops. Why now? Why $649? What changed? And more importantly, what is this new MacBook all about? Let's break it down. 1. Apple's wall is crumbling. A game-changing price Apple has. Always been positioned as the premium choice. Whether it's the iPhone, iPad, or MacBook, their devices rarely carry a budget label. MacBooks especially have had a price wall. $999 has been the entry point for years, so when news dropped that Apple is prepping a MacBook that starts at $649, people paid attention. It's not just cheaper, it's Apple signaling a shift in strategy. For millions of students, creators, and everyday users, a MacBook was just out of reach. Until now. Suddenly, this $649 price tag opens the door to a whole new audience. Apple isn't just releasing another product. They're changing who they build for, too. Why this is such a big shift? If you look back, Apple hasn't offered a low-cost laptop since the 12-inch MacBook. That machine, though small, had a loyal fan base. People loved its size, design, and portability. But it disappeared in 2019. Since then, nothing. If you couldn't afford the $999 MacBook Air, your only real choices were Windows, laptops, or Chromebooks. Sure, those worked, but they lacked the polish and power of macOS. Apple left that space, untouched for years, until a few sharp-eyed fans noticed something strange. A new device ID hidden in Apple's code, MacBook 17.1.2. Most people it meant nothing, but to Apple watchers it meant everything. 3 leaks confirm it. MacBook 17.1 is real. Let's talk numbers. The last 12-inch MacBook used the label MacBook 10.1. Now we're seeing 17.1. That's a huge jump. What does that tell us? This isn't a small update. It's a whole new generation of MacBook. Not a refresh, a reimagining. Interestingly, Apple's newer MacBooks with M4 chips use the 16 series naming. So this 17.1 stands out, means this budget MacBook isn't part of the regular M series family, something different. But the surprises don't stop there. 4. A 18 Pro chip, a phone brain inside a laptop. Here's where things get even more interesting. Instead of using an M1, M2, or even M3 chip, Apple is planning to put a phone chip into this new MacBook, specifically the A18 Pro at first. That sounds like a bad move. Why would a laptop use a phone chip? But wait, the A18 Pro isn't your average chip. It's expected to power the iPhone 16 Pro, and early reports say it matches or even beats the M1 chip in performance. In some cases, it could outperform the M3 in single-core speed. So this isn't a compromise. It's smart engineering, and there's more. The A18 Pro supports advanced video decoding. That means smoother streaming, better video playback, and way better battery life. When you combine that with Apple's software optimization, you get a fluid, snappy laptop experience. All this from a phone chip. Wild, right? 5. Memory is 8 GB enough. Now let's talk RAM. 8 GB might sound low in 2025, and yes, that's what the A18 Pro has been paired with in iPhones. But here's the thing, Apple uses a unified memory system. This means the RAM isn't just split between different parts of the system. It's shared, optimized, and super efficient. For most users, students, casual workers, web browsers, and even video streamers, 8 GB is fine. Writing essays, attending video calls, editing light photos, no problem. Still, Apple might offer a 16 gigabytes option, especially if they want this MacBook to support future AI features or multitasking-heavy workflows. But even if they don't, for $649, 8 gigabytes is a solid start point. 6. What will it look like? Design matters. Apple knows this better than anyone. Don't expect a brand new look for this MacBook. It's too expensive to design something from scratch. Instead, Apple will likely reuse an existing design, maybe the classic M1 wedge shape, or the flat, modern M2 MacBook Air body. Some rumors even suggest a return of the 12-inch MacBook's ultra slim, ultralight feel. That would be a genius move for students, commuters, and travelers. Either way, you're getting a clean, polished, minimalist design. Because even at $649, Apple doesn't do ugly 7. The display's simple, bright, and enough leaks suggest the new MacBook will feature a 30-nit display. Nothing too fancy, around 400 nits of brightness, which is slightly dimmer than the MacBook Air's 500 nits. But here's the thing, it's still plenty bright for indoor use. Classrooms and cafes. Apple is going for balance. Not top-of-the-line specs, but still good enough to feel premium 8. Colors. Apple goes fun. Again, this might be the most exciting part for some users. The colors leaks say the budget MacBook will come in silver, pink, blue, and yellow, just like the entry-level iPads. Why? Because Apple wants this MacBook to appeal to young users, first-time Mac buyers, and students. Bright colors help with identity. They stand out in class. They look cool in coffee shops. And yes, they pop on social media. This isn't just a device, it's a statement piece. 9. Ports. Just what you need. This MacBook won't be loaded with ports. And that's okay. Expect 1 or 2 USB-C ports, likely with USB 3.2 speeds, not Thunderbolt. That's because the A18 Pro doesn't support Thunderbolt. You might still get a headphone jack, which is actually a nice touch in a budget machine. And if Apple reuses the M2 chassis, we could see MagSafe charging too. But don't expect SD card. Slots. HDMI ports. Or Ethernet. This is a budget device, built for simplicity, not expansion. 10. Storage. Is 256 gigabytes enough? Most likely, this new MacBook will start at 256 gigabytes of storage. That's a decent amount for students and casual users. But here's the catch. Apple may use a single 256 gigabytes NAND chip. Instead of two 128 gigabytes chips, that could mean slower read-write speeds. This was an issue in the past with the base M2 MacBook Air. Will it happen again? Possibly. But unless you're a power user, it probably won't matter. For essays, streaming, browsing, and basic apps, 256 gigabytes is still a solid base, and don't expect a 128 gigabytes option. Apple hasn't offered one in years, and they're unlikely to bring it back now. 11. Battery life. Apple's secret weapon? Let's wrap up this section with a massive feature. Battery life. Thanks to the A18 Pro chip, this MacBook could get 18 hours or more of usage. That's huge. Why? Because the chip is built for phones where efficiency is everything. On a MacBook, with a bigger battery, it could last all day and then some. Apple might tune it down slightly so it doesn't outshine the MacBook Air, but still, expect incredible battery life. And for students, digital nomads, and anyone working on the go, that's a total game changer.